A very good morning to everyone present here with us today. We, the faculty of Indian School Almobela, extend a hearty welcome to all our valued parents and our dear students who have joined us over this webinar on art integration by our eminent resource person, Dr. Hafsa Banu Abid. We are pleased to extend a warm welcome to you, ma'am. We also express our sincere gratitude to our school management committee, Honorable Principal Mr. P. Prabhakaran Sir, our respected Vice Principal Dr. Gladys Dinah Shivakumar ma'am, for arranging this platform where we can discover more on the benefits of integration of art in education. We once again extend our heartfelt thanks to teachers, valued parents, and their students for having inclination to learn latest techniques of 21st century education. One day, a child asked a nobleman what a prayer should be like. He gently replied, the prayer should delight someone's ears, should melt God's heart, and open his hands to bless. So let's bow down and pray, as God never denies a praying soul. Let us seek his blessings upon all of us during this situation of pandemic.
हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए। शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। लीजिए हमको शरण में, हम सदाचारी बने। लीजिए हमको शरण में, हम सदाचारी बने। ब्रह्मचारी धर्म रक्षक, ब्रह्मचारी धर्म रक्षक, वीर व्रतधारी बने। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए।
I now take this opportunity to introduce you to our valued guest speaker of the day, Dr. Hafsa Banu Abid, who is a well-renowned dentist by profession and is an ardent artist by soul. Ma'am is an Indian national and a resident of Oman from past 30 years and more. She has done her schooling from Indian School Muscat and graduation from Yenapoya Dental College, Mangalore. Ma'am is the managing director of White Smile Dental Specialty. Dr. Hafsa is a popular face among the print and the social media here in Oman. She displays different mediums in her artwork to bring innovations in her area of interest. With scores of tiny nails mounted onto a wooden frame, Dr. Hafsa creates magical images with colored nylon threads by weaving them in varied patterns with dexterous movements of her fingers. Dear ma'am, we all feel deeply elated and appreciate your incredible talent with applause. As we all know, CBSE has taken the initiative to fortify the education system to the next level and has integrated art with education, which helps the child to apply art-based inquiry and enhances its creative thinking. Not taking much of your time, I would now request Dr. Hafsa Banu Abid to please enlighten us over the inclusion of art integration in education.
Good morning, esteemed principal, vice principal, HODs, teachers, parents, and children who have joined today for this webinar. I hope you all had a good break and are ready to refresh your mind on my talk for today, channel your creativity into success. Well, my talk comes after the new changes in the national education policy, where an importance has also been given to art and art-related subjects to empower our children and help them to be more successful in their future. I would like to congratulate Indian School Mabela principal and faculty who thought to conduct this webinar for their students, parents, and teachers to motivate and improve their quality of education towards their children. Without taking much of time, I will just go over to the presentation. So I will initially show you some more information about myself before coming to today's program agenda. We have a slide issue here. Okay, slight glitch. So, yes, I'm a dental surgeon and I have been practicing dentistry for more than 14 years now. I have a private clinic by the name of White Smile Dental Specialty located at Kurum. And along with my routine dental procedure, I am quite fond of doing aesthetic dentistry. I hail from Mangalore, Karnataka, India. And as you know, I did my schooling in Indian School Muscat, my graduation from Viennapai Dental College, and have been resident of Oman for more than 30 years now. My children, Eshan and Hania, are Indian School Muscat students as well. So this is my clinic, as I mentioned, where I practice my dentistry. And if you notice, even my clinic is quite color defined, matching to the creative and artistic side of me. So as an artist, I was very passionate about my creativity. I published my artwork by the name of My Gallery 27. I have been quite inclined towards art since my childhood, but back then the resources were quite less compared to today, and I have been a self-taught artist. As a child, I was a quiet, shy, and reserved child with very few friends. So colors and art books from the school library were my closest friends and my main medium to express myself. Now, that doesn't mean the children who have a lot of friends are not art inclined. This is just what I am trying to tell how I was in my childhood. And I'm sure there are many children who are the same. So at school and college level, I used to participate in art competitions and I have received a lot of accolades at different times. And along with pursuing my main subject and career in dentistry as well, I at present, being my main genre is nail and string art, which I find quite intriguing and try to innovate more on. This I will be talking more on towards the end of the session today. I have been welcomed in today's webinar to talk more on the creative aspect. So I will just brush through some of my participation done in the recent years, just to motivate you all so that you know that your passion is also important and a part of your existence. I have participated in a number of art exhibitions and events and have just displayed a few of them. The quite recent one was winning the art competition on the theme COVID-19 Heal the World at Dubai in April. I have been blessed to share space with eminent dignitaries and personalities through my artwork, some of them being the Malaysian ambassador, His and Her Highness Hatim and Ronak bin Turki Al Said, Her Excellency Engineer Azza bin Suleiman. She's the Minister of Technology and Communication. It has been an absolute honor for me to craft my artwork for them and have been ever grateful for doing that. It has been a very blessed journey and makes me quite grateful to the media as well for sharing my artwork across Oman, Middle East, India, and internationally through magazines, paper, radio, and other news channels. The recognition and placement of my artwork of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said at the Royal Diwan Court is one of my most precious moments in my life in respect to art, which followed by many such cherished moments. All thanks to the Almighty, my family, friends, and my passion to keep going. So let's come to today's agenda. I'll be talking a little bit about how our brain works, the science behind how our brain works, what our creative energies are, our individuality, and how does creativity improve us, our art integration at school, how art has helped me, and tips towards creating a balance between your passion and your career. So let's talk a little bit about the science behind how our brain works. So human brain is an intricate organ. It weighs around 3 pounds. It contains 100 billion neurons and maybe 100 trillions of connections. Your brain is the command central of all what you think, feel, and do. The two sides of brains, you can see it is divided into two halves or two hemispheres. They look very much alike, but there's a huge difference on how they process the information. Despite these contrasting styles, the two halves of the brain don't work independently. So our human brain is tailor-made for learning. According to the theories, people are either left-brained or right-brained, meaning that one side of the brain is dominant. If you are mostly analytical, methodical in your thinking, you are said to be left-brained. And if you tend to be more creative and artistic, you are thought to be right-brained. According to the Nobel Prize winner, Roger W. Sperry, the left brain is also connected to logic, sequencing, linear thinking, mathematics, facts, and thinking in words, whereas the right brain is associated with imagination, holistic thinking, intuitions, art, rhythm, visualization, and even daydreaming. So when you are performing a logical or creative function, you're receiving the input from both sides of your brain. For example, the left brain is, if it's with the language, the right brain helps you to understand the context and the tone. The left brain handles the mathematical equations, but the right brain understands the comparison and the rough estimates between it. So in fact, you need the two sides of your brain, which are different, but certain areas have quite specialities compared to the others. So this can vary from person to person. Bringing this topic, we can move forward to what our creative energies are. So depending on how our brain works from person to person, it also initiates our creative energies. By creative energies, it can be anything which a person is getting connected to. I'm just elaborating 3 forms over here, such as art, music, and dance, but there can be many more subdivisions and modifications to these streams. And same goes to a person who likes to debate or sports or visual and digital streams. The most important topic would be to know our individuality. So what does art do to our individuality? We all know, we all have to know that we all are different. We all are unique and we all are talented. Art brings out our expression, ideas, and channels this creative energy to express our individuality on a blank canvas. That is the need of the art for everyone to be known as an individual and not like everyone else. Let's speak about music. Music speaks to our emotions. It can positively affect our mood. It makes us feel good. It can be calming, soothing, comforting. It energizes us and relaxes us. So the opportunity to hear or play and learn different instruments builds good auditory discrimination and listening skills. It is also a good motivator and means of self-expression. What about dance? Dancing improves a person's sense of rhythm and beat. They are fun and social experiences. They develop a coordination, motor control, and balance. Performing arts is a discipline that encourages teamwork during the act of performing. So this comes to our topic, how does creativity improves you? So I'm sure right now the parents who have joined us, they are more interested in knowing how does creativity help our children to become better and how does it make them prosper and make them more successful. What the points which I'm mentioning here are based on some researchers and theories. Firstly, it improves the academic achievement. According to the research in arts, a student involved in arts is 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement, 4 times more likely to participate in a maths or a science event, 3 times more likely to win an award for school attendance, and 3 times more likely to be elected in a class office. So students who are involved in arts have tremendous academic benefits compared to students without any exposure to arts. Art inspires kids to excel in and out of the classroom. It improves critical thinking skills. The creativity involved in art education strengthens critical skills for the kids. The visually learning through drawing, sculpting, and painting, it improves their visual spatial skills. This teaches the kids how to interpret and use this visual information. It boosts young brains. So immersing children in music or art can help boost their brain power. It stimulates the parts of the brain associated with academic achievement, such as reading or maths or even emotional development. It improves language and reading skills. So according to a study, children's brain develop faster with art and music, particularly in the areas associated with language acquisition and reading skills. So for younger children, making art provides opportunities for language development. So we see in our pre and primary school, we learn rhymes and we learn more into our language skills just by listening to music, and we can go through more and we remember, and their memory increases more by this. It creates a cultural and social connection. So art and music can foster a sense of cultural awareness in the kids. As students interpret any visual imagery from the other artist, they learn more about the art history. So it helps them understand the concept of cultural diversity between each other. So it enhances their social connections between each other and make their bond even more stronger. Art builds confidence in the child. As kids develop skills in art and music and improve those skills through repetition and practice, they build confidence in themselves. Students who have shown that studies have shown that when children participate in art activities with peers and they provide criticism or praise, the feedback which they get, it builds their self-respect, hence building their confidence. It instills discipline. Dedicating themselves to art and music teaches kids important concepts of discipline. While some kids may show a natural talent in one area or the other, the truth is that the ongoing commitment and practice is required to improve themselves every day. So by committing with lessons and practicing on a daily basis, it makes the children more disciplined in their life, and also it reflects in their daily routine. This hence brings up to our main topic for today, like how can school help through art integration? So immersing the children in art and music at home, through online classes or through lessons at schools and in community, it provides undeniable benefits that will help them throughout their lives. So art integration provides a deeper understanding of the material to the students and gives the students the chance to be creative in their schoolwork. I will explain this through a small diagram mentioned as the Venn diagram, wherein on the left side, you can see the major subjects such as engineering, maths, science, literacy. And on the right side, you are seeing dance, music, theater, and more. So when you integrate both of these, you are giving more sense of knowing the subject better. So when the students are using different strategies and learning styles to explore a variety of the subject areas. Sharing a few points on the subject and art integration, which I'm sure most of the schools are already pursuing, I will just make a few points on these to make the subjects interesting. So maths through art. In this slide, you can see a very colorful picture of a butterfly and an egg, but you can also see shapes and geometric designs. You can also see fractions. So for young children, art integration is an effective way to attain the standards in maths and geometry and visual arts. So student develops math skills by identifying, classifying, and describing shape, size, and color and location of geometric figures. Let's talk about science and social through art. I'm sure most of us are doing this. I also in my younger time have done the water cycle. So most of the children are learning so much through science projects. So science and social, in integration of this subject, it implies consolidating the basic concept and facts and knowledge in these subjects and relating them in form of activities. And during this, the process of learning and teaching improves. Even in the social studies, when you make some sculpture like early human beings, you make some clay models, the children are more inquisitive to know what the early human beings were, how did they live. And for example, the cave paintings, which was taught in the earlier social studies, so what kind of paintings they were, all these things can be explained much better through art. Languages through art. So for younger children, making art provides opportunities for language development. Children learn words from colors, shapes as they create. I'm sure now there are a lot of languages to be learned during our school times, even in the middle section, Hindi, French, Sanskrit, Arabic. So if we make some art integration into these subjects and show them visually, the children can learn much better. It helps in their learning, their communication, and for reading, it's very important for kids to learn through art and music also. So this was a short way in how we can say how we can integrate art into our studies. I will just show you how art has helped me in my life. So this is a short picture, a collage of my artwork. As initially been told, my main genre is the nail and string art, which involves placing nails of different sizes and stringing it together with a varied type of threads and creating an artwork on wood. So these are the pictures. So even if you see, I try to place the nails equidistant to each other. So I'm using linear, I'm using the design, I'm using my mathematics, I'm using everything to make my artwork much better. So art in my work. As a dentist, the smile of my patients is very, very important. So as an aesthetic dentist, I try to incorporate my knowledge of art and lines to give my patients the best smile. So these are some of the before and after pictures of my patients. And you can see how it has drastically improved by the ideas and knowledge which I have incorporated. Let me share with you some of the tips towards creating a balance between your passion and your work, which has helped me so much in my life. Firstly, you have to understand what is your creative voice. The first step is to know what are you inclined towards, what gives you a sense of peace and which helps you to channel or express yourself. Is it art? Is it music? Is it dance? Just be clear of what your talent is and your creative soul is talking to you about. Next, develop your unique abilities. Be hungry for information. Just read, and read more. Take up crafts and hobbies, even if you're not good at them. Just write, scribble, draw, design, whatever comes to your mind, and just take one idea further again. With parents, I would like to say that talk to your children. Often they make such unusual association between things which you might even not notice. So this will help you also understand their unique abilities toward arts. Next would be the time management, and this is the most crucial part. As humans in our daily life, we get stuck to a routine and continue the same thing every day. So once you make up your mind to perceive anything, time management plays a very important role. And I know as students of primary, middle, and senior section, you have list of studies which is endless. But spending every day at least an hour towards your passion can do wonders to your mind. It can be as small as just an idea or a design, maybe a musical note, or just a simple dance step, but just a matter of taking it forward every day. Pursue your school subjects and learn it creatively, and dedicate a small portion of the day to creativity and follow it. The same goes to adults as well. If the parents are thinking, what is my point in listening to all this? I'm a full-time dentist, a mother of a 15-year-old and an 8-year-old, but I do make it a point to spend at least 1 to 2 hours every day towards my art. And I'm sure you all can do it as well. So the next would be how, after the time management, how do you plan? For example, I'll just say in a few words, like take yourself somewhere peaceful with some blank sheets of paper and some colored pens. Just jot down and draw different ideas as they come to you. Do this for a few days until you run out of ideas. and follow some kind of links between these two ideas and take the best idea forward. Now, when these ideas get developed, you tend to expand on these ideas and become more creative. So this is stimulating your creative energy. So it is mostly 95% perspiration and 5% inspiration. So in this way, it has helped me a lot to create a balance between my passion and work. So I hope it will help you also, these tips. I will show you in the next few slides some of the videos of my artwork. The first one being at the beginner level for children as such. So I just enjoy. Okay, this brings us to the next slide. This is a slide, a hyperlapse video of my nail and string art, a mini portrait for Mother Teresa. I cannot show you the longer video because nail and string art takes a long time. It's just a hyperlapse video just to give you an idea how my work is around it. This is the collection of the mini portraits which I have made through nail and string. And this is a small sneak peek into my gallery of my artwork. It's just not nail and strings. I do much other works also with recycled materials as well. But my main genre is the nail and string art. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will just quote a quote by Albert Einstein here. It's the supreme art of a teacher to awaken the joy in creating the expression and knowledge in a child. So at the end of my session today, I would just like to say that there might be a lot of roadblocks to your creativity. You might think that only clever or artistic people can be creative, or maybe I'm too old for this, or it's just for children, or I need time, money, or effort, or maybe it is just for women and just for some part of the society, or even that I don't have time in my study routine. So how can I be creative? How can I spend time on this? These are some roadblocks which will come in your creativity. Remember, your imagination fuels your creative thought process and the negativity stops it. So thank you everyone for being so patient and for your time. And I hope I could impart my knowledge to you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for this gleaming and stimulating session. It will surely benefit our faculty as well as the students to develop their interest deeper in arts. Dear ma'am, with your due permission, I, on behalf of the inquisitive and enthralled audience present here with us today, would like to put forward a few questions. The first question goes like, thank you, ma'am. How art plays a vital role in early childhood development?
So as I mentioned in my slide that our brain works differently, the science behind the brain. So it needs stimulation on both sides of your brain. So in early childhood, art definitely increases the capacity, the memory, and the concentration in the child. It helps the child to develop reading and learning skills, even vocabulary and concepts. It defines the child's fine motor skills and the hands-on approach through art. It will improve their critical thinking and decision making. You will notice that the children are very fine in grasping. They will be working with their blocks and their puzzles, and that improves their decision making and critical thinking aspect. This will definitely improve their self-esteem and for better mental health.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insight. With your consent, ma'am, I would like to take the permission to read the next question.
Yes, ma'am.
How to select age-appropriate activities for students? This is the next question.
Age-appropriate activities, I will divide into 3 zones according to me, because every activity cannot be the same for a child. For pre and primary school, we have a lot of activities and we tend to make them learn through that activity. So clay modeling, paints, crayons, under supervision of a parent or a teacher, and shapes and blocks. These are the ways which you can introduce the art activities for the pre and primary school. In the middle section, they are very much aware of how to use a glue and how to use a scissor. So paper crafting and paper modeling, origami, and even it's the right time to introduce our responsibility towards environment. So I feel this is the right time to introduce something for recycling, using recycled materials, paper bottles, used cardboard, used tissue box, and anything from soap carving or anything which has to be discarded. We can always tell them that this can be reused and how it helps our environment. And they actually find it quite interesting. The children find it quite interesting and they can become more responsible towards their environment. In the senior section, they are mind of their own. I have a 15-year-old, and so I can really understand how their mind works. I was in an art exhibition last year, wherein I saw the senior section expressing their art through in the canvas, and it was just amazing to know what goes on in their mind and how they express it. This is a way to know what happens in that mind of theirs, like how fragile or how sensitive and what is their self-esteem doing to them, how much confident they are from inside. But at this age, you can introduce something called vocational activity, from wire bending to embroidery to sewing. So many things can be done. And even sculptures, you can introduce how to make sculptures. And it's the right time to connect with the senior students. As a parent also, for example, you can always tell the senior students when they're working with sculptures, what is going on in their mind. And the teachers also can help them to move forward with.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your direction and sharing the life experience with all of us here. Ma'am, the last question of the day is, why is appreciation of art so important as a parent as well as a teacher?
Appreciation is important to everyone, isn't it?
Correct.
Appreciation is important in every aspect of your life, may it be a child or a teen, as an adult, in a workspace. When you get appreciated, suddenly there's a gleam of joy on your face and it builds your confidence. So it will be 2 or 3 times more in a child. So it will, just instill some good hormones and happy hormones inside them. It builds their confidence. And when it comes to our parents, obviously, the child comes across the parents first, and the teachers are their second parents at school. So these two are the most important people for a child and how they are brought up. So it does improve their confidence and their self-respect and the sense of individuality, and they get expressed much better. The bonding between a parent and a child or a teacher and a child improves more. When you tend to sit in a beachside and you notice the cloud formation, we will be just thinking like that's just a cloud formation, but the child will tell, no, it's a shape of this, it's a shape of that. So you know what is happening in the child's mind. You need to just appreciate that, and you just say, this is done in this way, but I'm sure you can do it if you would have incorporated this. And it just tends to make them more inquisitive and move forward. So appreciation from teacher and parents, I feel that is the most important thing for a child.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a wonderful interactive session with us today. We are indeed thankful to you towards your efforts for your presentation. It was a great knowledgeable journey with you, ma'am. Thanks once again for sharing incredible experiences about art as an integrated learning in the school curriculum. It is noteworthy how you perfectly planned to reach your goal to be a successful dentist and a renowned artist. Today, you have carved a niche in many hearts, significantly inspiring students to proceed both with passion and ambition.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
now humbly invite our respected Vice Principal, Dr. Gladys Dinah Shivakumar, ma'am, to please address the gathering and expressing her delight in meeting our guest speaker.
Thank you, Ritika. Good afternoon, one and all present over here. I think it's good morning only. Thank you very much, Dr. Hafsa. Really, it was a mesmerizing experience. Like when we witnessed your artwork and artistic skills and your words. Art has the power to transform, to illuminate, to educate, inspire, and motivate. A true artist is not one who is inspired, but one who inspires us and others. Yes, today we have witnessed Dr. Hafsa Banu Abid, who just inspired us. And also, basically, when you see, she is a dentist. You know, dentist is like the acronym we can see, it's a doctor, engineer, and an artist blended together. So, as you are a dentist, and we have witnessed your skills in correcting your patients, it was wonderful, ma'am, because we know dentistry works on the principle to beautify things and at the same time restore the natural function of the teeth, which is no less than any piece of art. The involvement of art takes us to the time where the idea of art was vaguely deliberated. Irrespective of the great artistry, dentistry still relies on the combination of the virtues implementation. You are really a great person who has blended your artistic skill into your job as a dentist. Art in particular helps us develop in the broader sense of everyday life. One way art helps children develop creative skills, it is and also it helps them to become more creative, and also it helps develop decision making in them. Exposure to and experience with the art allow children to create, design, generate, and compose new ideas, further developing the creative thinking inherent in young children. If navigated intentionally, learning about color can help children develop vocabulary, complex thinking, and keen observation, as you have mentioned today. Study shows that when a child is given the opportunity to express creativity, they also become very successful in life. And it is definite they become successful. As an example, you are one among them. The simple act of enrolling your child in dance, art, or music class tells them that their ideas are valuable and important. Part of being successful is trusting yourself and finding ways to achieve your goals. Through creativity, there are many paths that help you find the courage to be better every day. Being creative helps power through that difficult project for a class and to do a great job. That's why CBSE has made art integration mandatory. Art integrated learning will not only make classroom transactions joyful and creative, but will also promote the appreciation of our rich art and cultural heritage. Once again, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Hafsa Banu Abid for instilling the creative spirit in us through her lovely words and by sharing all the work that she has done for the people in Oman and for in India. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We are indeed thankful and indebted to you for the guidance and motivation you always share with us all here. Expressing appreciation is an imperative as well as a wonderful thing which completes any program. I am delightful to propose the vote of thanks at the end of this informative session. Our institute is taking a range of conscious steps forward to implement art integration in learning in its curriculum, and hence plan to invite Dr. Hafsa Bano Abid, a prominent figure in the world of art, whose presence must have inspired many young scholars today. Thank you once again, ma'am, for joining us and guiding us to how to enrich our teaching methodology through art. We also extend our sincere gratitude to our school management committee for arranging such a valuable session on art integration. The success of ISAM's growth lies in its fine leadership. We also express our sincere gratitude to our principal, sir, Mr. P. Prabhakaran, for his vision in providing all-round development to the students and his motivation for adapting new techniques and approaches in teaching learning process. We thank our Vice Principal, Dr. Gladys Dinah, ma'am, for guiding us with the concept of art integration in those elementary days of it being announced to be a paradigm of this new era of education. We also extend our thankfulness to our art teacher, Mrs. Devaki, for coordinating and in arranging this session so meticulously. Thank you everyone for your overwhelming response in joining us today. Our special thanks to Dr. Hafsa for her valuable time. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Stay home and stay safe.
Thank you all.